Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Prosperous Divas, the finale, creating prosperity using forgiveness and gratitude. Now, the name of the webinar series is Creating Love to Build Wealth, and this is the finale, session number 4. And we're going to look at forgiveness and gratitude as an access. But we got to lighten up, get into the mood, get into the spirit. So we need a little love. Let's get the love flowing.
And Dr. Love.
Potion and emotion. When I'm feeling low, when my love starts to flow, he's got the power every hour. He's the reason why my face is all aglow. Just one Miss Lips is like taking vitamin C. Oh, you can't imagine what a doctor does to me. Doctor Love, he can cure my every pain. He can make me well again. Dr. Love, he ain't got no competition. Only he can fight my position. Dr. Love, Dr. Love, ooh, Dr. Love. I needed a major operation. Never thought that I'd survive from a broken heart. He took me in as a patient. You better believe he knew where to start. There's no need for me to eat an apple every day. Oh, he's all I ever need to take any pain away. Take any pain away. Dr. Love, he can cure my every pain. He can make me well again. Dr. Love, he ain't got no competition. Only he can fight competition. Dr. Love, Dr. Love, ooh, Dr. Love. He can cure my every pain. He can make me well again. Dr. Love, he ain't got no competition. Only he can fight competition. Dr. Love, he don't need no one beside. Cause he operates at night. Dr. Love, what he does is well. What he does, I'm never there. Dr. Love, Dr. Love, ooh, Dr. Love, Dr. Love.
Now, Dr. Love from First Choice.
All right, tonight's workshop, and we need a little love. Tonight's workshop, generating forgiveness to attract wealth and romance, generating an occurring world of gratitude, designing bold actions for love and wealth. We didn't say mediocre actions. We didn't say nicey nice actions. We didn't say wimpy. We said bold actions for love and wealth. And joining me tonight, we do have the Prosperous Divas in the house. We have Diva Nakia Franklin, otherwise lovingly known as the Empress of Faith. And we have Miss Multipreneur herself. You know, we got her. That's right, exclusively on Prosperous Divas. Nikki Taplin. That's right, we got her. She in the house, she in the house, she in the house. And it's interesting because people listen to the webinars and the workshops, and they're like, you're always talking about how you're not giving us. And I keep saying, if you want some information, go to Google, go to Bing. You can get all the information you want. But what you can't get from the information is the conversation that we're having. And it's the uniqueness of the conversation. It's the authenticity. You'll notice something, and I'm saying a lot because this is the finale, and you may be looking at participating in the next webinar or looking at some of the past workshops. And we have a conversation, and what distinguishes our conversation is that it's the conversation that great minds have had for centuries, and not a conversation about adding on to information, but a conversation about tapping into the wisdom and knowledge you have and using that in powerful ways. And where someone would explain or give information, we share. Because, see, when people share, that's that authentic piece of you that they're able to relate with. And we trust that now, you know, like Diva Nakia, she is trained. She is a term would be like a policy wonk. Like she's got all the details and the info. I mean, like she can with that. But that's not the conversation we're having. Now, she stands on that conversation because she has that knowledge. Nikki Taplin, Miss Multipreneur, she has her military experience, so she stands on that. She has years and years and years and years, and did I say years? And years and years and years and years of business coaching, working with marketing, social media. She stands on that. But so that's in the background of the conversation, along with individual faiths, you know, Diva Nakia, you know, Christian to the bone. In the conversation, it's there. It's in the background. So we stand on all our wealth of knowledge and experience to have a conversation and to bring authenticity. So we, again, this is the finale, so I wanted to make sure we got that in there, that we're not about information. We're about results. That's what we want you to have results. We want you to live a life you love, live it powerfully, be able to have the kind of conversations that have you see what is stopping you and others so that you can have a conversation that'll make a difference. You know, so that's what we're doing. Now, our first segment, generating forgiveness to attract wealth and romance. Now, as you know, before we start any type of conversation, we have a little thought to move us along, a little something to kick it into gear. So let's hear what we got for you right now.
Offer me no pity, I feel shitty enough. Yes, it's rough, but it's a must that I get tough and move on. Not easily said or done. Shunned by my own self for the things I contemplate to put food on my children's plate. As I wait for a brighter day, my icebox gets empty. My mind grows tempted to do the unthinkable. Now unable to put food on my table, I'm more capable of telling fables to my kids on things I cannot see. But what I can see are their faces looking at me, asking for their TV and their PlayStation, where it's at and when it's coming back. A shaft we live in with holes in our ceilings is where the money went to pay the rent. Now all my money was spent. Went to the welfare line, the incline was declined for using my mind. Are those signs that God is bringing a better day? Or is it mockery and Satan is patronizing me to make me lose my way? There'll be a brighter day. Get on your knees and pray. Is what I always say. But I think there'll come a day where I will shriek at the way a man touches my face, because I've slept with him to make my children's day. But I'm a mother. Disgracing my womanhood for the offspring. What more can I bring? But there's one thing I can say. As long as I have to provide a way,
yeah, I figured it was a pretty busy day.
And and disgrace. There'll be a day of pity and mistake. But with God's grace, I could hold my head up, put the dust up, and never give up, and pray for a brighter day.
How was it beside business, good?
A brighter day. You know, it was for those of us who are in the United States of America, because some of us are participants, they're not in the United States of America. They're in some other part of the there's some other part of the world listening. And we had a political election, and the day after election, surprise, big landslide, unexpected. And people are like, oh, my God, the hair on fire, the worst thing. They're protesting in the streets. And I'm going to say that if you're a prosperous thinker and a thought leader, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because your prosperity is not defined by people. It's not. It's not defined by people, politicians. It's not defined by the world, which is the power of being a prosperous thinker. Because you get that your prosperity has to do with the divine. You are divinely gifted and protected. So, yeah, there may be political upheaval. Things may happen. And it will all evolve to actually manifest good for you. Now, that's the thinking of a prosperous. Now, notice I did not say positive thinking. See, we don't do positive thinking because, what happens if it's negative? So we don't do positive. We do prosperous thinking. Because with prosperous thinking, you might have to think. You might have to look at it and say, how do I turn this lemon into lemonade and have it benefit us all? Now, one of my favorite. Now, many of you probably are aware of this from either from religious teachings or some other prosperous teachings. The vacuum law of prosperity, which is one of the most powerful. Now, in this segment, we're looking at using that law, specifically attracting wealth and romance. And before I start, we got to put this in here. In our seminars, webinars, and workshops, we do not bestow our great knowledge upon you. What we do is provide a structure through conversations that allow you to reveal your hidden powers and practicalize the knowledge you already possess. Now, one of the things that has this be authentic is that we're in the course too. So given that we're in the course, well, we can't give you our great knowledge and wisdom because we're learning it as we're going. Now we have some guidelines, we have some training, so we know what we're doing with the car, but we're in the conversation. We're bumping up against the results. We're hitting it. We're seeing what's hit. Oh, man, I didn't even know. We're going through it just like you. Now, we ask the question, if I am honestly trying to be prosperous, thinking along prosperous lines, yet wealth and romance elude me, what is happening? You may be making progress, but it seems like you're just creeping along. Like you're doing the work, you know it's right. Okay, keep my mind right, keep it focused. All right, do my prosperous affirmations. Let me meditate. Let me do my... But it just creeping along. Just enough progress to keep working. But it's like, man, nothing spectacular, dynamic, or unpredictable has happened. It's just like, it's good, but it's just like, like I like vanilla ice cream, but man, could I have a little, Neapolitan or something? Now, when a person is honestly trying to be prosperous, thinking along prosperous lines, and still fails, or it's a struggle, or it's just slow coming, it is time to invoke the vacuum law of prosperity. Now, basically, the vacuum law is this. If you want greater good, greater prosperity in your life, start forming a vacuum to receive it. In other words, Get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want. You may know people, or you may recognize yourself that if someone asks you what you want, you can tell them a million things you don't want. You can, hey, here's a million things I don't want. But you can't say what you do want. You struggle with that. That's because there's no room. If there are clothes in the closet or furniture in your home that no longer seem right for you, if there are people among your acquaintances and friends that no longer seem congenial, begin moving the tangibles and intangibles out of your life in the faith that you can have what you really want and desire. Often, it is difficult to know what you do want until you get rid of what you do not want. You got to get rid of it, to even begin. Imagine you're a fish in a swimming pool, not in a fishbowl, okay? But your little fishbowl, the water all dirty, and you're just blah around. Well, after a while, you think that that's the way the water is. And then one day you jump up and you look and you go, oh man, fresh, and you look over at the other fishbowl, and it's all nice and clear and clean. You're like, wait just a minute, why am I over here? I could be in that clean. See, it don't even land that it's that way, because you've been so used to what you don't want. Let go of the lesser, and forgiveness is the technique. Inevitably, in your life experiences, you'll find that when the good you wish has not appeared, it is usually because you need to release and let go of something to make room for it. New substances do not flow easily into a cluttered situation. If you want greater good in your life, what are you letting go of, getting rid of to make room for it? If you want greater good in your life, what are you letting go of, getting rid of to make room for it? Now, no, we didn't say bad, good, but what is it? What? Nature does abhor a vacuum. And when you begin moving out of your life what you do not want, you automatically are making way for what you do want. Hey, when you clear that space out, new good wants to come in. There's space for it now. Forgiveness. You may find it easy to clear out the physical spaces of your life to create a vacuum. Clean your car, clean your office, clean your home. Clear out those old emails and newsletters. Okay, the email, I had to tell my mother, Mom, the email from 4 years ago with that one little note in it, you can forget it. By the time you find it, it won't be worth something. Just get rid of them. Clear them out. All the books that have been collecting dust because someday, one day, you will read them, give them to the library. Just give them to the library. Clear the space. Now, clearing your physical space in and of itself will breathe fresh life into a lot of your situations, because that space is just like your mind. It's starting to be cleared out. Now, a powerful tool for clearing out the spiritual and mental spaces is using forgiveness. Forgiveness allows the past to be put in the past, clearing the space for a future that is created by your wants and desires. At the last session, we looked a lot at the Merlin principle and what's in your future, giving you who you're being and what you have in the present, what those actions will be, what's in that future. Now, most folks are afraid of the word forgive, thinking that it means doing something unpleasant or dramatic, but the word simply means to give for, to let go of old ideas, feelings, or conditions, and to give something better in their place. The giving for process forms a vacuum and makes way for new good to rush in. Now, most of us feel we're just naturally forgiving of ourselves and others. let's just say we don't always recognize where we could generate forgiveness for ourselves, others, circumstances. We're going to call those our blind spots. Like we're not even aware that there's something, an aspect to be forgiven for ourselves or for others. We just don't see it. Now, if you've been in our workshops or webinars, you may have a clue where we're going to look to find our blind spots. You might have a little clue and stuff. The divas over there laughing because they go, we kind of always ease into this. And it's so critical and so basic. But sometimes, you get all complicated and sophisticated, and you stop doing the basics. There was this great violinist, and had this fantastic concert, standing ovation. He goes home, and some of his friends go with him. He said, okay, well, look, I got to spend about 20 minutes to practice right quick. And he was practicing, going through the notes, like, I forget, it's like some basic notes that you go through in music. And they were like, well, we thought you were practicing. And he said, yeah, well, when I get it right, I'll stop. And see, as a master, he knew that the basics, you as much as you get mastery with them, there's more to master. Now, okay, those blind spots. So what we're going to look at are our persistent complaints that are important to wealth and romance. That's right. We're going to look at the persistent complaints important to wealth and romance. Now, we're going to do that by doing an exercise. Yippee! Yay! We got an exercise. Everybody happy? We got an exercise. Now, I see a couple of you are itching to say the answer. Okay. If you took the past out of your future and put it where it belongs, then the future will be clean and empty, like a blank canvas for you to create. So once you take those complaints, those, you're able to take them out your future, because right now, staring into the future, those complaints are there. So that's what's giving you who you are in the present and the actions you're taking. And now what we want you to do is write the following categories: money, romance, health, relationships. Now, under each category, write one thing, something you have been putting up with, or something you don't like or want, or something you've been resisting, trying to change, or just giving up on ever happening. Let me repeat that. You want to write under each category: money, romance, health, relationships. Now, remember, relationships is a wide category. That can be relationships with God. That can be relationship with your loved ones, family, community, work relationships. So it's a broad category. Romance is not a broad category. That is a specific category. Okay, so if you're married, not married, want to get married, thinking about never gonna get married, but you want to have a relationship with another person, romance. Okay. Now, under each category, as we said, write one thing, something that you have been putting up with, something you don't like or want, resisting, trying to change, or giving up on ever happening. Now, under each item, write who or what, including you, can be forgiven for the space to be clear and your desires fulfilled. So under each item, write who or what, including yourself, can be forgiven for the space to be clear and your desires fulfilled. Now, while you're working on that, I just wanted to share. Remember I said that we don't, rather than try to explain to you, we share something. Now, years ago, oh, God, I was staying with my parents in my hometown, recovering from the worst financial breakdown. Thank you, President Barack Obama, for getting us out of that, and thinking prosperously, doing the work to build prosperity. Well, put together this huge of the local NAACP high school and colleges to bring in an entertainer. for a for a fundraiser, and we lined up the entertainer, a big time blues star, and we actually were able to get him to come to this small town. Oh, big deal. And the NAACP and the school and the people, I'm like, okay, well, look, this guy, him and his band, we got to pay them. And so, we need to sell tickets. We need to get them, how much can we count on? Oh, we got it. Well, 3 days before the event, the president of the NAACP for that local area calls me in, and he's like, well, how's the ticket sales going? And I'm going like, well, hey, why I got, like 20, 30 people, how many of you folks got? They hadn't sold a ticket. They had not sold a ticket. And it's 3 days before the event. And I'm sweating bullets because this guy's coming all the way cross country to perform. And, he's got him and his crew, he's got roadies and all of that. And they got to get paid for all of that. And they're trusting we're going to have the money there. And they are telling me they have not sold a single a ticket. And so it's the night of the event, and I'm like, God, they're there, and I do not have the money. I do not have the money. And this man is ready to perform, and Bobby Rush. And now this man just came back from China being acknowledged by the people of China for his music, and here I am in Arkansas, and I ain't got the money to pay for him. So fortunately, my parents were generous, and they had a little cash, and they went ahead and loaned it to me so that I could pay the man. But I was crushed. I was devastated. I was embarrassed. I was hurt. And so after that, it was like, hey, you know what? I don't care who I'm working with. I'm not going to work with people. I'm just not going to work with people who, this could happen anymore. Forget that. You put yourself out on a limb, and you're doing all the work, and they're saying they are, and nothing happens. So that conversation had got there. And years later, as I would work on projects, I was always, well, hey, look, I just you do your thing, because I'm not counting on you. I am not counting on you. I done went that route. I am not counting on you. And so what was in my future was that I could not count on people. They will not come through. They'll say they will, but when it comes down to it, you'll be left holding the bag. Now, under each item, write the new future that is now available from forgiveness. Okay, under each item, write the new future that is now available from forgiveness. Now, years later, because part of what I do is I work in the broadcast radio field, so I have to work with a lot of people, and I manage different radio shows and productions. So I got to work with people. And what I noticed was that I was giving people small assignments, and I was overburdened. And it was like, it's like, hey, anybody doing something around here? But what it was that I wasn't letting them do anything. Because, see, I couldn't trust them no more. I can't trust you with this, so I'll just do this. Well, you can imagine how things go. You're working, tired, beat up. And then one day it was just like, it really got me. I was talking to my mother, and I had paid, I had finally paid back all the money. But, I was like, Mom, I just hate I had to ever ask you for that. And she said, son, everybody in town was proud of you. Everybody in town was talking about you got Bobby Rush to come to our little small county and perform, and he performed, he jammed. And they were saying nobody's ever done something like that for us. Nobody. And it was at that moment that the love came back. because I finally forgave myself. And the future, the new future after, from forgiving myself was a future where trust was restored. Now I kind of like I do what I do, and if and I will make requests. I'll say, hey, could we do this? We need this done, whatever. And it gets done or it doesn't get done. But I don't have it automatically that I can't trust you to get it done. Now, you may not get it done. Fine. You didn't get it done this time, or maybe now I'll give you something else to get done, But I don't have to feel like I can't trust people to get it done. Now I can trust people to handle it or not, and that it will get done. Now, again, under each item, write the new future that is now available from forgiveness. Now, we want you to have a little fun. We want you to write 2 new possibilities for wealth and romance you are creating. Now, we're going to give you a little part of a structure. So part of that is we want you to start the sentence with, I now see the possibility of romance or wealth being, okay, notice we said being, and you can have it, and you can include have. So for me, I now see the possibility of romance or wealth being natural, easy, and fun. Now, something we coach around is you want to make it simple. You want to get it down to 4, 5, 6 words, because otherwise you're going into the world of explaining. You don't want to do that. You want to be bold, natural, easy, and fun. Now, next, write what you love about your life now that you have a clear space to create for your desires to become fulfilled. And one thing I see that I love about my life is the people that I get to work with. I get to work with the Prosperous Divas. I get to work with the Prosperous Divas. Now, which, and it's challenging, it's inspiring. They have you stretch because they're up the big things. And if you're up the big things, you have big failures. The bigger the breakdown, the bigger the breakthrough. And they play big. And I love being around them. So that's just something I got clear about what I love about my life. Now, we're going to take a short break. The time is 7:34. We're going to come back at 7:40. And we're going to look at generating an occurring world of gratitude. And let me just check, Diva Nikki, will you be managing that generating occurring world of gratitude?
I will be managing that.
Oh,
yes, I will.
She
and
will.
I'm excited. Actually, I'm grateful.
All right, we got an excited, prosperous diva in the house. Okay, the time is still 7:34. We're going to be coming back at 7:40. Thank you, and enjoy your prosperity break.
Breathe. I breathe in the breath of God and enter a place of peace and serenity. Deep, regulated breathing provides both physical and mental exercise. Breathing is an involuntary function of my body. Yet, when I focus on my breath and control it, I enter a different realm of solitude and peace, a deeper mind, body, and spirit connection. I begin by consciously slowing my breathing. Allowing each exhale to get longer and each inhale to go deeper. My heart rate and blood pressure lower. My muscles relax. I exist only in this present moment, a place of peace. In this relaxed, receptive state of mind, I connect with spirit within. As I return to the present moment, I bring with me the peace and serenity of the simple act of breathing. I am ready for the rest of my day. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. Job 33:4.
I want to success and feel like I'm such a mess. Is it too late for my life of fame? Is it too much to claim, or have I lost in this game? My sister, and I really miss her. She wants me to try, but I can't justify going out there again, spending all my pain. Can't do that no more. I'm not ready for my encore. Jealousy, I will follow to me and react. My slavery. There are no signs out there for me. Nowhere to run, no enemy. Where is my heart going to feel? No one to fight, no one to reveal. Jealousy, how it follows me every year. A perfect step, will not die in bitterness. Jealousy, my slavery. Jealousy, how it follows me every year. So perfect step, will not die in bitterness. Jealousy, my slavery. I wish follow to me every year. So step will not die in bitterness. Jealousy, my slavery. Jealousy, I wish follow me every year. So step will not die in bitterness. Jealousy, my slavery.
Wow. Well, we want to welcome you back. We're going to start the next section in just a moment. We're looking at generating an occurring world of gratitude. And before we bring Diva Nikki in, we got a little something to get the segment and the conversation started.
Being rich. Being rich is not about how much money you get. It's about how much meaning you give. You don't need a lot of stuff to be rich. In fact, the less you need, the richer you are. Being genuinely joyful, and you are as rich as anyone could ever be. See the real beauty in even the smallest things. And every day, every situation becomes an unending source of richness. Being rich is being able to lovingly give of yourself. And that depends not on the size of your bank account, but your simple choice to do so. When it comes to being rich, what's on the inside is vastly more important than what's on the outside. Being rich is feeling rich, and you can do that in any circumstance. Being rich is fully appreciating and expressing the immense value of your life has in every moment. Being rich is how you can be right now and always. I am Shani the Poet, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. You've been listening to Diva Thoughts. Visit us at prosperousdivas.com, and you can check me out at shanithepoet.com.
Snap, snap, toe tap. But we're passing this over to our other prosperous diva, Diva Nikki. Let's learn about that occurring world.
All right. The occurring world. Generating an occurring world of gratitude. One of my favorite things. So, the occurring world is a world you create from your words. It is powerful because your current world colors your experience of life. It is the very fabric of your life, and you have the power to create it. You just started a fantastic new job, right, for example, and the world occurs great. Then 6 months into the job, it occurs as just a job. What happened when you first got the job? The future was bright. Now it's so same job. Another example. You meet this great person, and you can just feel the excitement because this could be one of the future occurs as wonderful, fast. For over 6 months, all you think about how you could have ever hooked up with that person. The future sucks. What happened? When you first were dating, the future was wonderful. Now it sucks. I dare say the current world happened, not to say there may have been some valid reasons for the change of heart, but let me suggest it had more to do with the occurring world. When you first get together, X such a slob, but I love X, and X is wonderful. 6 months later, X is the hire I made. My name is not Hazel. What happened? Something happened, and when it happened, the past got thrown into the future. So, your new love did or said something, and a conversation from the past immediately appeared that went something like this. X is just like, or this job is just like something in the past I didn't like. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have definitely experienced that. So now the future that looks so bright and promising is starting to occur like the past, and we find evidence for it. and soon it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Oh God, Diva Nikki, I was looking at this, and the names are being changed to protect the innocent. Okay. Okay. Where I'm saying friend, that might have been a relative kind of close to me, but I'm not. Like I said, the names are being protected. I changed to protect the innocent. This friend of mine opened up a deli, and what he wanted to do was he opened up the deli, and he wanted it to be a family business for his fiance and for his son. Okay, so really, hey, that's a good, positive thing. Now, my buddy had a couple of issues, I'll say, in the past with the women in his life. Okay, he had a couple of issues, and one of his biggest issues was that he felt used, that they took advantage of him for his money. And now I'm not saying the guy not like a big time millionaire, Jay-Z or nothing like that, but his money, and he felt like he was always the one. He was spending the money, giving, and they were just taking. All right, so he got into some trouble, and his not the current fiance he was working with, but a past fiance, he was down, in trouble, needed help, and he had given. And she told him, I'll kick a dog if he's down. So you can imagine that his relationships, with women were a little bit guarded, so to speak. Because he really loved this woman, really cared about him. And then when that happened, and she was like, hey, you on your own, I'll kick a dog when it's down. That just kind of did it all for him. Well, fast forward, okay. He's in a new relationship. Like I say, got a fiance, and he swears. He looks up one day, and it looks like she's taking money out the register. Now, notice I said it looks like she's taking money out the register, and right there, it hit him. Man, she just like the others. If my back is turned with it, they're just taking my money. So then he started looking for evidence. He started, like, he didn't say anything, but he started looking for the little evidence here and there that now she's stealing from him. Because that was the women. I won't say they were stealing from, but they were taking advantage of him. So for him, that was like stealing. But now this one, hey, we supposed to be, one and one, about to get married and stuff, and you gonna steal from the business? And so this went on, and he kept seeing, and then it started being, I see how you treating the customers. So it started getting to be where he was nitpicking things that she was doing. She's like, what's wrong with this? What's going on? They were he was about to fire her and break up. But what happened was he observed her, and it looked like she was doing the stealing again. So he went to confront her. But what are you doing, baby, with the money? And she said, taking the money out that you told me so I could go pay the light bill. Now, he was about and he said, and he said, well, what? He said, but a couple of weeks ago you took some money out, and she was like, fool, do you think I was trying to steal from you? That was the money you told me to take out to pay for the coffee. And it was about to become a self-fulfilling prophecy that, here I go again. Here I am in a relationship with a woman's taking advantage of me. And she was doing exactly what he was asking. Back to you, Diva Nikki. Uh-oh. Okay, we might be having a bit of a technical difficulty.
No. I had
she was muted.
Okay, I had the phone muted. Yes. Okay. Now, for myself, I can share an experience where I was dating a guy, great guys, right, in the beginning, right? I could see the future. Oh, it looks so bright. And then just a few months down the road, okay, almost a year down the road, the future that looks so bright, I'm like, oh, nothing, he's perfect. He's Mr. Awesome. Yeah, Mr. Awesome, almost a year later, turned into, ooh, yeah, so much. That thing that you do with talking to people, a funny kind of way, like you're kind of looking down on them. Yeah, I don't do it like that. And what I got, from him was, I was so wonderful. I was so perfect. Oh, the future's bright. Yeah, sometimes you remind me of my ex. My ex used to say things like that, or my ex, my ex couldn't have. One thing is, I have male associates. I'm a veteran, and some of my male associates are from my military buddies, and I ain't got a chance to hang out with some of my military buddies. We had a reunion. And he was super jealous about the reunion because he felt like, because other women and because he had a history, and women in his past had a history of infidelity, of lack of loyalty, that me being around my military buddy I was going to violate our relationship with some of my males. I was going to be a cheater, exactly.
But you're
not. But I'm so not. So his past became a part of the future in that moment. If he made the past a part of the future in that moment. So, needless to say, we're not together. But now he knows that what he had, those feelings that he had, where he grouped me into the past, are not true. But now it's a little too late. Okay, it's a lot too late.
Say la vie.
Sayonara. Okay. But, okay, y'all, that was it. So, what would be possible if we could recognize some past is impacting our wealth and romance? And what if we had a tool that would put that past in the past, behind us, so we could create the wealth and romance from a world of gratitude? Guess what? You can. That is why we have this little exercise. Are you excited? I know you are. Yippee. Don't play. I know you're excited. So, the exercise. Write the following categories. You know what they are: money, romance, health, relationships. Under each category, write one thing. Write something you have been putting up with, something you don't like or want, resisting, trying to change, or giving up on ever happening. It just ain't gonna happen, right? And under each item, write two things you're willing to be grateful for about the person or circumstances, and whether forgiveness is needed. All right?
Oh, God. And you might give them that instruction one more time, please.
Okay. Under each category, write one thing. Categories: money, romance, health, relationships. Write one thing, something you have been putting up with, something you don't like or once really trying to change or have given up on ever happening. You just don't think it's going to happen. And under each item, write 2 things you are willing to be grateful for about the person or circumstances, and whether forgiveness is needed.
You know, I had a telemarketing business, and we had the electronic dialers so that we could dial, hundreds, thousands of people, within hours. We could dial 10,000 people and promote and in other words, we were those folks calling you up to see if we could get you to buy stuff or take our products and services. So in this business, to start it up, I had to have a partner and who funded the operation, who bought the equipment and everything, and I had the plan and the strategy and the customer base. So we got that together. And so we ended up getting a contract with a couple of electric companies in Texas. So they were these new startup electric companies, and but we were able to get to the actual company and make agreements with them to generate new registrants, new people applying the service with them, and we were doing great. And then one day, I get to the office, and my partner is there with 4 of his brothers. And what they're there for is they feel that the money ain't right. Now I'm like, I'm busting my butt. I'm living at the place. I literally got a suit, underwear, in the office. Because I'm there 24/7 to run this operation, to get it going and stuff. And I'm like, whoa, well, what's up? What happened? His sister saw a check come in that had my name on it. So he's stealing the money. Now, they didn't want to hear my explanation. They didn't want to know what, but that was it. And they were there to kick me out. Now, through the grace of God, I was able to at least retrieve one of my personal computer equipment and information and databases and all of that. But basically, they kicked me out, locked the door, had the doors locked, locks changed so I could never come back. So I'm like, wow, and now I'm going to tell you, I was pissed. I was really, Nikki, I was pissed. Mm-hmm. And I was not feeling no love for the man. And I was beating myself up because I had some basic things that I don't like to do. I do not like to work with men who cheat on their wives. I just can't do it. It never goes well. I mean, hey, if you can look yourself in the mirror, that's your business. I ain't got nothing. But it just never goes well. So I'm beating myself like, Ryan, this guy, you see how he was playing with his wife. Like I should have known. Okay, but we were already in business. And I'm like, man, all that work, we'll finally get it. And you don't know how to run this operation, but you got issues in other areas, and you're going to let your sister die tell you because she saw a check with my name on it. I must be stealing. Okay. Now, a couple of years later, how somebody bring up somebody's name and you go, you can almost grind your teeth from that memory. And a couple oh God, it's like you want like you trying to be good, but you like I want to really just choke them, but and you may have let it go because I'm going to tell you something that people think that if you forgive someone or a circumstance once, that's it. That might not be it. You might have to forgive for a while. If it took a while to develop, you may have to forgive for that amount of time. So don't beat yourself up if you find yourself having to keep forgiving a situation until it is finally disappeared. But, talking to some friends, some business associates, and we're kind of reminiscing. I'm like, man, this guy, man, let me tell you, and I'm getting ready to go through it, the rant. And some said, you know what? If I really look at it, thank you. Thank you for kicking me out of that business. Thank you for showing me who you are. Because imagine if the business had done really well, we had started making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Can you imagine how things, if that's what was in his heart? Just think if we had got down the road and this is really what was going on and I below the surface. And at that moment, I was grateful. I said, you know what? He did me a favor. And I took it on that, you know what it is he saw that his integrity was out. And you don't want to be working with someone who's working to put their integrity in. Because all that does is reflect. All you do is see where you're not doing the work to put in your integrity. So I said, and it was just like a relief, like, Ryan, hey, you know what? That's how that went. But, boy, I am thankful I am not working with him. And I don't work with people like that. I don't have to work with them. So it was a big blessing. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I completely understand. I had someone that I was going to be partnering up to do some business with, and it was a client, and we were going to take our client and coach relationship to a partnership. And this particular partner ended up burning me out of some money, right? And that was horrible because the money that he burned me out of, it even put me in a hole. And it affected, and also some other things that he had done affected other relationships that we had developed with other people. And so had to go back to some people and, try to clean some things up to establish the relationship and do damage control. I'm good with that. Do some damage control. But it really hindered me from wanting to do business with similar people of his background. And so he was a preacher, okay? So it hindered me from wanting to do business with any more preachers. But, but because of the hole the position that it put me in and the hole that it put me in, no matter what I found myself doing, no matter what I was doing, no matter how many steps forward I took, I would always take a step or two back, because whenever I would reflect on that relationship and on those instances, I would have some animosity towards the situation. It's like I would feel the same angst against it, with it, as if it just happened. And finally, one day I was like, you know what? Get over it, Nikki. Just get over it. Your things are okay. It's not the end of the world. Could it have been better? Yes. Could it be better? Yes. Do you hate that it happened? Absolutely. It damaged the friendship that was good. And like, all that was okay. But when I said, you know what? Just get over it. And forgive him for it, and forgive yourself. You know what? Because I'm a firm believer that even if other people are factors or other situations are factors of something happening, we have to take some responsibility for it, right? So I said, you know what? what about inheriting responsibility for? Okay, I saw some signs. I knew he had some areas where he had fallen short, and where I was supposed to help him and work with him on that, I saw where it was a struggle. I had a choice of continuing on or stopping something when I first saw signs of lack of coaching and room for improvement. I had a choice. So I owned that, and I had to forgive myself in that. And I did. I forgave myself, and I forgave him, and I just chalked it up, laced up my boots, straps, and here I am. And I survived. And I'm fine. As a matter of fact, I'm doing better.
There are many paths to being a prosperous diva.
Okay, so now that you guys have heard all the stories, thank you, Rodney, for your share, too. That was great. We're going to move forward. So under each item, right now, the new future that is now available from choosing to be grateful and forgiving. And write 2 new possibilities for wealth and romance you are creating. Start the sentence with, I now see the possibility of romance or wealth being healthy. I now see the possibility of romance or wealth being fun. Okay, those are my examples. You cannot use those. Use your own. Those are just examples. Okay. So, fill in the blank. And we're going to take a short break. The time is now 8:08, and we will resume at 8:13. Quick 5 minutes. Get that down. We'll be right back. And next, we'll come back with designing bold actions. Bold actions for love and wealth.
Here you
Take it
go.
away.
You know what you must do. So here you go, making it happen. Here you go, with confidence, with enthusiasm, persistence, and purpose. Here you go, living richly and giving generously of your own spirit, your wisdom, your effort, and kindness. Here you go, breaking free of outdated assumptions. Here you go, knowing the vastness of abundance exceeds anything you could imagine. Possibilities pull you forward to envision and create new value. Excuses, limitations, pains, and inconveniences fall by the wayside as achievement floods into your world through your efforts. Here you go, living life and enriching its moments with your highest values. Here you go, sharing the richness, transforming lives in ways large and small. This place, this instance, this confluence of purpose and energy creates your greatest opportunity ever. Here you go, transforming it all into goodness and fulfillment.
Here I stand with open arms to keep you safe and warm. I give my love to you, for good or bad. Even when you're sad, I'll always see you through. I give my love to you. When your back's against the wall, I'll never let you fall. I share your tears and pain, the songs and the shame. When you're feeling down alone, I think there's nowhere to go. I'll always see you through. I give my love to you. warm embrace, your tender face, the joy I give each day. I give my love to you. As I hold your hand, you start to understand how much our love is true. I give my love to you. Your strong desire touch my soul on fire. The little things you do, I give my love to you. I'll be your friend till the very end. Thanks for all you do. I give my love to you. Chat after chat, time after time, I lift you up. Even when you're down, I will answer your call. Even when you're cold, I'll always see you through. I give my love to you. Now here I stand, it's open arms to keep you safe and warm. I give my love to you. Here I stand with open arms to keep you safe and warm. I give my love to you to keep you safe and warm. I give my love to you. I'll always keep you through. I give my love to you. I'll always keep you through. I give my love to you. I give my love to you.
Welcome back to the final segment, the finale, and we're going to turn it over to Diva Nakia in one moment, but as you know, we are going to kick the segment off to get you up and fired up. Designing bold actions for love and wealth. I can't wait. I need a bold action for love and wealth. But let's just hear this Diva thought before we bring in Miss Nakia.
Success demands specifics. Success demands specifics. Did you know that you can be immensely successful, but you cannot be ambiguously successful? Think about it. You always possess great potential. To be realized and manifested, that potential must have a precise target. Whatever your personal limitations and shortcomings may be, life's greatness can flow through you in limitless measure. For that to happen, you must give it somewhere to flow. When you set your mind upon a purpose and commit yourself to fulfill that purpose, positive energy suddenly floods into your life. Every action, every thought, every moment, every circumstance brings opportunity to make progress. It doesn't really matter if your purpose seems silly or trivial, unsophisticated or even incomprehensible to others. What does matter, though, is that it matters to you and that you focus on it with all that you have. You are filled in every moment with life's miraculous energy, eager to be put to use. Direct that energy in a specific, meaningful way, and the results will be nothing. I said nothing short of amazing. Your success demands specifics.
Wow, we're going to get specific. Do we have Diva Nakia ready to go?
I'm here. I still mute myself.
All right, okay, we got the technology going. And over to you, Diva Nakia.
All right. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the prosperity session so far. Designing bold actions for love and wealth. Create a possibility for love. Create a possibility for wealth. Create a possibility for health. Your future creates who you are being present, who you are being in the present. Be, do, have. Let me say that one more time so you can get me right. Your future creates who you are being in the present. Be, do, have. All right. So the be, do, have concept, you're so familiar with it. You're in this dark tunnel and you've got no way out. You're waiting for light and you see that light. What do you do? What do you do? You start digging and getting out. I've always believed you stay in the tunnel and you keep digging when you expect no light. You have the same faith when you expect no light. You have the same belief in what you're doing when you expect no light. It's dark and I'm going to dig through. My shovel is sharp and my pick is sharp and my wheel is outstanding. That is by Coach Rod Marinelli. You may have heard, walk by faith, not by sight. When things seem dire and the odds against you and you see no way forward, walk by faith, not by sight. To designing bold actions to generate wealth and romance, you must generate faith. The nature of being bold is having faith that you will get a result from your actions that would have been unavailable and possibly unimaginable. Whew, okay. So, Ronnie B?
You know, it's bold actions. You know, many bold is different for different people because for a guy that's shy, it's bold for that guy to ask a lady out on a date. That's because the guy is shy. Now that might not be your thing. You might have, I can, if you're a guy, I have no problem asking ladies out. It doesn't bother. But for someone else, that would be a bold action. If you're a person who operates from, if I do the work, I'll be recognized and I'll be promoted and get the raise. Well, it might be a bold action for you to actually walk into the boss's office and demand a raise. That would be a bold action. And something that I had to go bold was that a partner of mine, we had developed romantic shower curtains. These were like sexy romantic shower curtains you could put up, and we said, man, this would be great. We contacted the Chinese and, working with them and how much we could get them to mass produce these different curtains with these different romantic images, liven things up and, romantic shower curtains. And, ran the numbers through, and what I needed to get it done was $10,000. Now, I didn't have $10,000. My partner didn't have $10,000. My friends didn't have $10,000. But I knew a guy who happened to be a multimillionaire. He had $10,000. And I'm like, man, how can I approach it? Should I even bother with him? This is a friend. This guy does technical stuff. So And a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, her name is Carol. Carol said, "What you scared of? The worst he could do is say no. He's got the 10,000." And I thought about that, and I said, I don't have 10,000. I don't know where I'm going to get the 10,000. Even if the guy says no, at least I know for real that I can't get it for him. Well, long story short, I'm meeting with the guy, and I'm like, well, look, and I said, look, now I got all the paperwork here, but the bottom line is I'm asking you to invest $10,000 in my romantic shower curtain. And without him looking at any of the paperwork, he said, sure. And I'm like, huh? And he said these words. He said, if you bold enough to ask for it, then you might just be bold enough to get it done.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And now, the romantic shower curtains did not make a bunch of money, and matter of fact, it probably was a loss. But he got to write off his 10,000. But the point was, what I learned was that if I don't ask for it, I'll never know. I'll never, and that I would rather know. I'd rather get the no than to be wondering if I had asked what I might have got. Hey, believe me, I do not like asking ladies, hey, would you like to go out? They say no, But actually, I don't feel bad. I used to feel bad about I take it like, oh God, I didn't even bother asking her stuff. And now, it's like, no. I'm going. You know what? I wanted to go out with a lady. And I wanted to be this way, but I wanted to go out with a nice lady and have a good time and talk and so, hey, thank you for saying no so that I can go on and ask someone else. Back to you, Diva Nakia.
Thank you, Ronnie B, for the share. And I know everybody got the point. Okay, so here we go for the exercise. I know y'all are ready with your pens and paper as always. If you're ill prepared, you have not been to previous seminars. So please list the following categories: romance, money, health, and relationships. Under each category, write 3 results you desire manifested in the next 7 days. Next to each item, write 3 bold actions you will take to manifest the result you want. Note if any action is you doing. Note if the action you're doing is you doing more work. You are looking in the wrong place.
I think you might need to say that one more time.
Yeah, because I'm confusing myself. Next to each item, write.
No. I think you need to reread that instruction slowly.
Oh, I'm reading I'm explaining the first part, and I'm gonna explain the second.
I'm sorry. Go for it.
I got you, Ronnie. Just bear with me now. Hold on. Next to each item, write 3 bold actions you will take to manifest the result you want. Now, note if the action is you doing more work, you are looking in the wrong place.
Now, there's a reason why I had Diva Nakia reread that, because a lot of you would do what she did, was stumble over it, because, see, most of your bold actions are having you do something that's putting more burden and stress on you.
Exactly.
And so you go, well, that's a bold action. I put more worry and stress on myself. When I asked for the 10,000, that did not put more worry and stress on me. That was like, hey, maybe I could get a break. So
Indeed.
For a lot of you, your bold action needs to be you actually asking someone else to do more work.
Right.
or do some work for you or support you.
Absolutely.
You know, for a lot of you, a bold action is, now, first off, I'm going to give you a hint. If it's well, guess what? You're probably going to, now, it may be bold for you to make the request, okay? But if it's for you to do more work, no, you're on the wrong path. Okay, like I said, so the bold action may be, hey, I'm going to ask my the church members that are on this committee with me, I'm going to ask them to come in early and set up everything for the meeting an hour before we start. Now, see, that might be bold. Wow, you're going to ask them to do that. But that's as opposed to, well, I'm going to come in early and get everything nice and set up and everything. And then, well, see, that's you doing more work.
Oh, Lord, I see myself all in this.
Yeah. So you want to take bold actions that give you a break. It would be, it might be bold for you to say, you know what? I really want to meet this nice lady, and I need an introduction. And it might be bold for you to go, hey, friend, associate, look, I really want to meet so-and-so. Would you introduce us? And you don't have to be responsible. I'm not going to be an axe murderer, but would you introduce it? That might be bold because you got to ask somebody to do something for you. And that is where you're going to find mostly where you need bold action. Most of y'all will work there. Y'all ain't got the divas will work your ass under the table. Excuse my French, as they would say. They will work you under the table. They problem when I'm working with the divas, it's like, stop that working. Pick up the phone and go, hey, Charlie, would you come over here and do that work? But because they will get it done, and I'm with them. I'm gonna get it done person. But to use your power, there used to be an old commercial where they said, "Let your fingers do the walking." Way back when, it was like old Yellow Page commercial. Let your fingers do the walking. Don't do all that work. And so for many of you, the bold requests are going to be asking someone else to do the work around the romance, the money, the health, the relationship. Like, it may be bold for some of you ladies to go to your little cutie and say, look, will you set up the cruise that we're going to go on? Yeah, that might be bold. Yeah, to your little cutie. Now look, hey, I want you to set up this romantic cruise for us because I got to do other stuff. But I want a romantic cruise, and I want you to get it set up for us. That might be bold. Back to you, Diva.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Oh, no. All kinds of stuff going on. So, can you hear me?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. So, answer these questions. Who was I being that the result I desired was manifest? Oh, excuse me.
Gratitude.
Thank you. Okay, let me repeat that. Who was I being that the result I desired was manifested? What actions was I taking based on who I was being that had the results manifest? What do I have from being the person who did the work to generate the results? What possibility do I see for myself and my life? Okay, so I'm going to discuss health. Let me see. Oh, eating healthier. That is one of the things that I desire. So who was I being that the result I desire?
Well, wait, we're not clear what you're going to produce in 7 days eating healthier. So would that be like at the end of 7 days, my refrigerator will only have healthy food that's good for me no matter what my son says? Well, so you got to get, she just being specific. We can't measure, we got to have something we can measure.
Okay, no problem. So in the next 7 days, I desire, not, my refrigerator has healthier food. It's me eating at least 2 meals a day and snacking throughout the day to create a healthier lifestyle for me. So 7 days forward, I've created that healthier lifestyle. I have more energy. I get more rest. I'm not, my emotions are in check, and I'm not short-tempered or agitated or anything that could result in not being physically fit and healthier, even by just simply the meals that I take in my body. So who was I being that resulted in, that created the result I desired to be manifested? I was disciplined. I was disciplined.
Can we give you a hint?
Of course, Ronnie, you can always jump in and give a hint.
This is for everybody. For this, how about bold?
Huh?
This is a little hint. How about bold?
Absolutely bold, but I was also being disciplined.
Bold and disciplined.
Correct.
I got it.
Correct. So what actions was I taking based on who I was being that had the results manifest? What actions? I deliberately dedicated specific times each day to have at least a breakfast, bring a snack with me, whether it's fruit or almonds or something, carrots, to snack on throughout that midday, and then a set time, hopefully, as long as my schedule allows, to have a dinner, a healthy dinner. Now, what do I have from being the person who did the work to generate the results? I have a healthier mindset. I have a more focused and driven flow with my personal ability to accomplish tasks within a realistic time frame. And my focus is more targeted and not scatterbrained, because I'm starting to think about how I'm depriving my body and how I need to stop and actually eat something. So that is now removed. And what possibility do I see for myself in my life? A long-term ability to stay consistent, not have to too much worry about the fluctuation of weight gain and weight loss, and knowing that I am filling my body with the appropriate nutrients it needs to prevent me from having to be on medication in the future to supplement for my lack.
Now, if you had to put it in 3 words, because you know how we try to do that for folks so that they don't. And I got everything you said, but what would be, given what you said, is there 3 words that you might be able to come up with? Now I got from you being lean, mean.
Bragging
mean,
machine.
mean. Yeah, you know, that's what. Oh. But I mean, you don't have to do that now. But I just say, participants, if you can get it, and because then it's something that it hits you right away. Yeah, I'm lean, mean, and beautiful, or lean, mean, and bodacious. You know.
Mhm. Mhm. I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't have to. You don't have to come up with anything, but you can.
I know, but
You can.
I was in
Oh,
thought.
now if you want to, I mean, I ain't trying to deprive a diva.
No. We're gonna move on. But I was listening to you, but I was in thought. So that's what happens when you're focused. So for the next 7 days, share that possibility as boldly and responsibly as possible. This is, of course, the first step in managing conversations for love and wealth. So our next session.
Nope, we got a whole new webinar.
Absolutely. I'm revisiting my thought. The next webinar will be Thursday, November 17th, Creating a Prosperous Future for 2017.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we got to get it done as early as possible.
Hey,
You don't want to start in 2017. You want to start prior to 2017.
Right. We want to hit 2017 rolling. We can't,
That's right.
But before Diva Nakia wraps up this for us, I do want to thank the Prosperous Divas for all the work that they do, supporting Old Grumpy Radio, the work that they do for their individual businesses and professions, the work they do for people in their community, for their church, for their loved ones, and to take the time to be here to present the webinars, to put up with my incessant possibility and conversation. Just want to say many blessings to you ladies, and just want to thank you. And we want to thank you, the participants, those who attend live, those who attend through Facebook and through the YouTube and the recordings. We want to thank you for listening and sharing. And the one thing that we do want to always emphasize is do the assignments. Just try it on like a an overcoat. See what happens. If you don't like it, take it off. But do the work, do the exercises. Diva Nikki, anything you'd like to share before we close out the finale?
Thank you for joining the Prosperous Divas. Please join us again next week.
Anything you'd like to share or say? Just want to make sure we get it off.
No, that's it. It's so much going on right now. And I'm just glad everyone stopped and took the time to join us. And we'll see you all next week.
All right. Okay, Diva Nakia, anything you'd like to say to the participants and then take us out of here?
Absolutely. Well, I just want to thank everyone for participating and for supporting us, because without you, there will be no one for us to inspire. There will be no one for us to show our gratitude towards. There will be no one for us to assist and try to be creative and think outside the box enough to give you the things that you need, that food for thought. So we really appreciate your time and commitment to us, and we hope that we can continue to inspire you and move you. So again, this is Diva Nakia Franklin, the Empress of Faith, and I'll be presenting a special 4-part webinar series for those who have been incarcerated. We've already had part 1 this past Sunday, 7 p.m. and their families for building prosperity that uses spiritual principles for people of all faiths. This series is free, and you can definitely register on my website. Appointed time for you prosperousdivas.com out. For more information about workshops and seminars, visit us at prosperousdivas.com. And we always want to acknowledge and recognize the Prosperous Divas. Myself, Nakia Franklin, with attheappointedtimeforyou.com. Well, at the appointed time for you, and appointedtimeforyou.com is the website. Nikki Taplin with bizsolutions.com. Shawnee the Poet, the Sunshine Princess of Poetry, ShawneeThePoet.com. Vanessa Giles with OldGrumpyRadio.com. Brenda Young, Facebook.com/Brenda Young. Prosperous Divas. Prosperity is a mindset that can be created by anyone. Don't stop doing the work. See you soon.
I walked through the rainwater. I felt the wet grass between my toes. I felt the earth eat my soul. I left me in the past. Released, relinquished, let go of what was holding me back. And each drop cleansing, removed the debris and all that stained me, reclaiming a piece of me with each step. I found my voice in the rainwater soaked and wet. The silence is over, restoration at its finest, because my heart wasn't broken, my mind was just clouded, giving pieces of me that wasn't deserved, giving trust where that wasn't earned. I tried to love you whole because that's who I was. I wanted you to know true love, but you got caught up. You wanted me to believe you, but you lied. You wanted me to help you, and I tried, but you made me shed tears that I didn't need to cry. You made me feel lost because you lied, but I'm fine. Strong enough to fall and rise, and I'll smile, because they say that blood is thicker than water. But pardon me as I splash water on that statement with some cold truth. When you true, real recognize the real. So I forgive you so that I can move forward. But I promise I'll never forget the look on his face when he had to tell me that shit. Thank you for blaming me, for telling all the secrets that you promised to keep, for showing me who you are, caring about no one but yourself. Yeah, see, that representative is long gone. You know, cards give confirmation. Yep, that sixth sense is amazing. And my love is still never wavering. But now I'm focused, changed, already destined because I'm already great. My prayer for you is that it's not too late for you to get it together, hoping that the seeds that I planted can grow. They say what you reap, you sow. I've been told you get that back tenfold, but I don't know, so I walked through the rainwater, and I felt the wet grass between my toes. I felt the earth feed my soul. I left fear in the past, and I let go of your hand, moving forward with raised expectation, even more determination. I got places to go. I hate that you ain't with me, though. I was so sure that you were the one, was so sure that I was done searching. I was so sure that I was done hurting. But the proof was in the praline candy that I ate. It was a sweet dream. But I woke up, and I've had enough. I learned that if the feelings are mutual, then the efforts will be equal. So I have to love you from a distance. See, I don't need you to validate my existence. Missing each other doesn't change it. We can't go back. That ripple effect, it's a lot to digest, so I walked through the rainwater. I felt the wet grass between my toes, and I felt the earth feed my soul. I left fear in the past, and I let go. I lost so much, but I ain't sorry, though. I'm grounded, and I'm happy to be me. The freedom to just be. See, I know you didn't know that the cracks let in the light, and the rainwater, well, it restores me to life. Loving, born royalty, earth angel, healer, and free, never defeated. Never defeated. The rainwater restores me, so I'm smiling, laughing, shining brightly, whole, healthy, enjoying life. And will you just get to miss me.